Well, welcome along. Croeso cynnes, shwmai, CrossFit Llanelli podcast. It is August. It's holiday season, so maybe this is something for you to download, relax when you're at the seaside, by the pool, at the bar, wherever it is. Or maybe you're locked in, you are full competition mode because in a couple of days' time, we've got the CFL mixed ability in-house competition taking place. Whatever your reason or situation for watching, listening, thank you very much for tuning in. We've got Dan Geary coming on in a couple of seconds to share his kind of CrossFit journey, his experiences, something he's been involved with recently, and to give us his CrossFit keep and throwaways. So I guess without any further ado, let's see and hear from Dan.
If you've got any injuries or niggles, just let me know and we'll work around it.
Right. Well, Dan, you are on the CrossFit Llanelli podcast. Welcome, mate. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
So folks might recognize you from the 9:30 class. Is that your traditional class?
Yeah, it is 9:30. I have maybe been to 6 o'clock class, maybe once or twice in an evening a few years ago. But yeah, it's predominantly 9:30 or Sunday class now.
9 o'clock, 9:30 in that little corner rig, creating a nice little space for yourself.
I have ventured out from the little corner rig a couple of times lately. So after about 4 or 5 years, I've slowly moving away there.
Coming out of your shell a little bit. Yeah. So folks might know you from there. Some folks might have seen you perhaps on the CFL Instagram when Rhiannon gave a shout out to some of our members who were doing interesting things last month or the month before. We'll get to that. But anyway, you're on the podcast and we want to get to know a little bit about Dan and his CrossFit journey and how CrossFit serves him now. So I guess a really good question to kick off with would be, why on earth did you start CrossFit? How did you find out about it? Why did you get into it? Why have you stuck with it?
Mainly probably through Kelly, my wife, who a lot of you know. She's been doing CrossFit for a long time. I think she might have been one of the original members at CrossFit Llanelli all those years ago. She was nagging me for a long, long time to do it. I'll be honest with you, I was like, it's fit, no, I used to make fun of her. I thought, it's not for me, it's not my thing. And then I tried it probably about 5 years ago around COVID time. Remember when did the boxes, it was all marked out, all the equipment was in each box.
Yeah.
I thought, actually, this is all right, I remember Andrew was the coach, was 9 class, obviously. I really enjoyed it, and it's just from there, really. And I wish I joined it in my 20s instead of late 30s.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. So we started pretty much the same time. And I do wonder what on earth I was doing with my life until I found CrossFit. You mentioned there that you would make fun of Kel for doing it. Great to see her back the last couple of weeks as well. What sort of things did you make fun of her? Like how did that manifest? What did you say?
Well, it'd just be things like hashtag community, and there's just like CrossFit, there's obviously a lot of jokes around someone does CrossFit because the sort of dudes talk about CrossFit, and you just think, you keep that. I'm not interested. But like I say, I'm glad I joined, and 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm still here, and I still enjoy it. Not particularly the WOD sometimes, mine, but I do enjoy it. And I like the fact you don't have to look at beyond the whiteboard. What's the WOD? What's the class of today? Great. I just go and do it. That's probably the best thing I find. I don't have to worry about any form of training program. It's all on that. It's all right. I'll be doing that today. Great.
Yeah, the decision is made for you. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to figure it out. Yeah, that is really class. So when Kelly was nagging you to join, she wanted you to join because she loved CrossFit, not because you were an unhealthy mess. you were already a reasonably fit guy. When you tell us a little bit about your athletic background before CrossFit?
So I've always played football, local leagues like Carmarthenshire League, always enjoyed football. So I would always do that on a Saturday, train maybe once, twice a week football-wise. I was always in, like, your standard gym. I joined Evolution in Cross Hands when I lived in Almondford for a bit. Didn't really have a program, to be honest. I would just go, if there were some machines free, I just want to do a bit of this. I didn't really follow any structure. And I did that for several years, really, and then until I joined CrossFit, to be honest with you.
So football was always your sport. You didn't venture out into any other sports.
No, well, I stopped playing rugby at 11 because it was a bit too rough and tough. So I'll go play football instead. And yeah, played football ever since, really, and still trying to play.
So what would you say CrossFit has done to change Dan Geary?
I would say CrossFit has, I've since going there, learned movements that I've never done before. To be honest, I couldn't even skip before I went to CrossFit. I can now skip. I do single unders. I now and again try double unders. Like, not that good at them. Showing practice more. But things that I enjoy, like the bench or strict dips. But no, I do find it's massively changed my body shape before, as well. It's just, that's part of the reason I enjoy going, fitness, which helps in other sports. And get the pump on, innit?
What's the skill then that you've learned that you value the most or you enjoy the most from having been part of CrossFit?
You see, it would be skipping, because like I said, I learned to skip, 39 years of age, never skipped before. So that's a big skill. The kip, couldn't do that before I came. I could only do strict pull-ups. I can now do the kipping pull-ups, chest to bar. So I'd probably say that learning the kip, that would be my thing.
I would say I remember back in the era of Dan only strict pulling up, and you were a beast at strict pull-up, mate. Fair play.
Not
That's it. You learn the skill and the strength disappears.
Yeah, I don't do them now. So yeah.
Sometimes.
So yeah, but it does show we should still do the strict pull-ups. Or I think I remember in the CrossFit Games a couple of years ago, they had to it was something to do with skipping. And I think because the elite athletes had just gone on to do, say, double unders, they had lost, I don't remember what it was.
It was a skills medley, and the first round was a certain number of unbroken single unders. And I think even Tia Claire Toomey got knocked out. I mean, it could be because of a lost skill. It could be just because of the way the event was programmed, that a tiny mistake, one trick was enough to knock you out. But yeah, that they'd gone on to something more complex, and it meant that they'd lost the ability to go the other way. Yeah. What's the skill that you are pursuing at the moment, if you're pursuing anything? Or what's the skill that you think, oh, do you know what? I should, for my own interest and enjoyment, I should learn how to do that thing?
It's probably true, really. I've always said, especially when the open comes up, right, got to do double unders. I've been saying that for 4 years. I might spend a couple of weeks, a month, maybe practicing beforehand. I don't get very far. Even, just turn up to a class 10 minutes early, do the and just practice double unders, which I don't. But that's definitely something I should. But wow, class 3-4 years. That's one of them. Bar muscle ups. I did manage to get one a year and a half, 2 years ago. Have I practiced it? Not really, I should practice and try and progress and maybe do a couple, but I just stick to doing the extras I like. Things like
bench and strict dips.
Or shoulder press, don't mind them. Yeah, my dad. Yeah. So
Oh,
I
you
should
killed
read
it.
back and learn. I'd take some advice, my own advice from it. Think, right, I probably won't.
So you've been active then pretty much your
Yeah.
whole life. You've got that mentality of setting time aside to go to the gym,
Yeah.
to improve your fitness or your strength or what have you, and to use that playing sport as well. How have you seen CrossFit kind of satisfying either or both of those things? Like the improving your fitness strength side of it, or helping out with your sport, or does it not help out? I don't want to presume anything.
Just through like fitness wise, let's say for football then, and I'm sure other girls will say if you do other sports outside of CrossFit, I do find CrossFit does complement and really help with the fitness side of it. It's massive football. Like, I'll just run around for 90 minutes. I enjoy doing that. I've done the car 10 a couple of times. That's 108 miles from Cardiff to Tenby. I'll be honest, I didn't do a lot of training for it. But I found CrossFit massively helped just from the fitness side for doing it. If anything, a 20-minute WOD, I'm out of breath. I found that car than doing the car 10 because you can just go your own pace. You could breath obviously, but I just found a WOD is a lot harder for me personally than with a 108 bike.
Yeah, I agree. I think like CrossFit brings your general level up, so you're just more prepared to take on something like the car 10. And in terms of like that breathlessness, with a 20-minute WOD, you kind of have the intensity thinking, I've got to spend whatever I've got in these 20 minutes. Whereas you're attacking the car 10, you're not going flat out in the first 20 minutes. You know what you've got ahead of you. And so you learned to pace yourself maybe for what lies ahead as well.
Yeah, I don't think I've learned most of my round one WOD times are normally a lot quicker than my say third or fourth time. I haven't mastered that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe you should listen more to Andrew and Aisha's pacing advice at the start of the class instead of elbowing me and chatting about Formula One.
I just want to tell you. I just really want to tell you who's won the race the day before, so it spoils it for you when you watch it.
Yeah,
But
thanks for that.
I am
I
very tempted.
literally don't think you ever have spoilt it for me. So fair play, you're a good mate. I mentioned at the start that people may have seen your face and your name on CFL socials about something you were part of earlier in the summer. You went all the way to Birmingham. You went to Birmingham to play football. So why don't you tell us what that was, why you were going, who you were going with? Done.
Okay. So it wasn't Birmingham in the UK, it was Birmingham, Alabama. It was for a competition called the World Police Fire Games. They are every 2 years, and it's very similar to an Olympic style event. Over 60 different sports, ranging from football, CrossFit's involved. There's weightlifting section. You can play things like billiards, pool, sport called cornhole. Apparently is massive in America, which is essentially throwing a beanbag through a wooden hole, but really, really addictive and good fun. So with the competition, then you've got an opening ceremony. There's a closing ceremony. The competition lasts for around 10 days. And then it's a very, like say, Olympic style thing. So you get gold, silver, bronze medal, and it's like a table with all the countries and standing, etc. I was out there representing South Wales Police, playing football or soccer as it's known as in America.
Mhm.
And we didn't do very well at all, playing against 3 teams from Brazil, all bringing on 11 subs at half time, playing in 40-degree heat, being bold and ginger. Quite lucky I'm still here, really. It wasn't nice. It was it was disgusting. Obviously, playing football in that degree heat. We mentioned earlier about getting your breath back. you just couldn't. It was just so humid. It was so. But as an overall experience, it was brilliant. It was really good. Just chatting to other people from different forces. Like I should have mentioned, sorry. So to qualify for the World Police Fire Games, you need to either work for like police force, fire service, immigration, prison service, ambulance service, any of those services. Anyone can participate. You could even go out on your own if you wanted to and enter any particular sport. Take a holiday off it. The next one then is in Perth, 2027. So I'll start working on Kenny now. See if I'm willing to go. I get about 12 days. So I'd like to go. But if I do, I'd like to sign up for other sports as well.
So I remember you coming back and saying you wish you'd done more. Obviously, football is your main sport, and you've played football for South Wales Police in the past in various games and things like that. Did it just not cross your mind to sign up for anything else, or were you afraid to enter the CrossFit style competition? Had you never heard of cornhole before? Like, why did you stick with just football this time?
To be honest, it was my first games, and I just wasn't aware that you could sign up for other sports. I remember I was talking to one guy from Australia, and he'd signed up for about 4 or 5 different sports just to have a go. And I think a lot of people did that. They had a dodgeball. We could have easily made a dodgeball team and just had a bit of fun with it, just to fill up the spaces where we didn't have a football game. Darts even. Don't have to be very good. Just entered. I'll definitely enter other sports just to enjoy that experience, and maybe not so much CrossFit. But I was interested in watching a bit of the weightlifting, and they had obviously different weight categories, different age categories as well. There's one guy, I think about 75. He was benching like 120k 1 rep max, and I just thought, fair play. That was impressive. Just watching this guy doing that.
Was he Brazilian special ops?
I don't think he was Brazilian, no, but I never want to see a Brazilian footballer.
Yeah.
A lot.
So what was the highlight of your time out in Alabama?
And it wasn't the football, because that was a bit disappointing from our point of view, because we played 3 games, should have been 4. The organisation was a bit not organised with regards to the football, but you can see that Americans don't really take football or soccer then that seriously. You could, it was just the experience, I think, just like I say, just chatting to other people from all around the world in different services, just the whole opening ceremony. I suppose feeling really like you were a bit like a professional athlete, even though I not. And that, and just that, they're out there. So I took a load of like some of my uniform, Welsh flags, badges, just swapping things. I've got like a Brazilian futsal top. I got a Canada football top. The local football team, I got one of their jerseys signed by a player. Swapped my helmet for a Birmingham dog section t-shirt and a cap. I don't know if I really should be saying that on a social media, but oh well. But yeah, that was great. Kick you on different badges. Yeah, I was great. Honestly, it was really good. Really, really good.
So,
like I said, like Perth, I think the one then in 2029 is India. So, just great experiences. Places you might not kind of go on holiday with your family, for example.
And you're not going to be going on there on holiday with the family, or did you take? You didn't. Okay, it was all boys on tour. Fair enough.
We were hoping to get a trophy. Sammy, it wasn't a jolly. We were representing Southwest Peace there.
Yeah, you make it sound really serious by saying, "Oh, I could do darts. I could throw a bean bag into a hole. I could do this. I could do that. Who really cares?" Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about taxpayers' money or anything like that. We'll just leave it as it is.
We all have to pay for ourselves, Sammy.
No judgment.
All we got was 3 days special leave. That's all we had. We all had to pay for it.
It-
So more you could go.
mate, even if it was all expenses paid, mate, who amongst us wouldn't jump at the chance of having a jolly anyway? Absolutely no judgment here, mate. So if anybody sees you in the gym now for the next 2 years, we can encourage you along in your training, pursuing glory in Perth in 2027. But shifting back to CrossFit Llanelli, shifting back to doing CrossFit, one of the things we like to ask people on the podcast is, if you could delete any movement from the CrossFit library so that you never have to do it again in a WOD, what would it be? What would you get rid of forever?
Well, you're only allowed to pick one. I'd have
You're
several.
only allowed to delete one thing. Yeah, I mean, you can share a larger list and then boil it down to one if you really want to do that.
Like, it'd probably be a squat snatch. It's not. That's not for me. And they've come up quite a lot over the last couple of weeks. I've been that one off straight away.
And you don't even want to apologize to Andrew saying that?
No, be gone.
Well, sorry, Bose. You tried your best, but I've got to take Dan's side on this. So you've been off. What else? What other things do you wince at when you see them come up in a WOD?
Not a fan of anything with a long distance run, to be honest with you. 400 meters is probably about my limit. Running. What else? I think squat clean. Not a massive fan of that either. Anything that's got a bit of a complex movement, to be honest with you, I
Okay. Well,
simple.
negativity sells, so we've hit that path. But if you were to construct your perfect workout, what would it look like? I'm talking, what movements would you like to have in it? AMRAP, EMOM, time domain, like what would it look like?
Obviously, bench at the top, definitely like a bench. Quite like weighted strict dips. That's one of my faves. They're probably my two favorite things to do. Only because I think I'm quite good at it, and I'm not very good at an awful lot of other things. Quite like the bike. Chuck some guided distance or calories on the bike. Don't mind that. Pull-ups as well. Pull-ups. Maybe chuck them in there.
So what sort of time domain? Would you want that to be 10 minutes and done, or would you want to be 30 minutes, everyone else suffering alongside you, but you smashing through?
30 minutes far too long. Yeah, I'd probably go between 5 and 10 minutes.
5 and 10 minutes of bench press, strict weighted dips, and calories on the bike.
Right, there we are. Perfect WOD.
That is unique. And there we are. CrossFit is for everyone.
I certainly won't be doing programming.
So, are you taking part in the competition that's coming up on the weekend?
I'm not actually. No, I haven't signed up for it.
Sad times, Daniel. You're letting South Wales Police down.
Oh, I think I did that a long time ago.
Also agreed. Well, no, I'm not going to be there either. We're going to be away on holiday. But fair play to everyone who's taken part. It looks absolutely class, and I'm very jealous that I do not get to be a part of it. But yeah, Dan, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for sharing about Birmingham and designing a really niche WOD, I think.
I think
maybe one that we can do an open gym one day. I don't know.
Yeah, I think a few people would fancy that.
Yeah, it is what it is. There we go. Right. Well, classmate, thank you very much.
Sammy, appreciate that. Thank you.
And remember, don't be shit.
Okay. Well, that is it. Nearly. I mentioned there with Dan the comp that is coming up on Saturday. If you are taking part, then I presume you already know all of the details. You know who your partner is. You've been in close communication with them. You've been plotting. You've been scheming about how you can be the winners of the epic cash prizes that are being included. But I believe I'm right in saying I'm not out of turn or out of place to say that anybody who is part of CFL, or even those beyond, who want to come down on the day to see, to encourage, to support, to help out, you'd be really warmly welcomed. There are various vendors coming. There'll be things that you can look at and buy and, well, just cheer along, or hurl abuse. Why not? There's not enough sledging that takes place during our CrossFit comps. So seeing as it's in-house, it's a safe space to practice making fun of our gym buddies, all in love. Okay, so that's Saturday, and the details surrounding that up on various CFL socials anyway. Okay, well, we'll be back with another episode in September. Already have someone in mind, someone in the calendar. So look out for that. Peace.